Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We are jumping straight in today, right into the strategic heart of what is happening at Manchester United.
We really are.
And this week, it's this fascinating collision of, managerial control on one side and pure market chaos on the other. United got a tough win against Palace, 2-1 on Sunday.
A comeback win, yeah.
But honestly, the 3 points, that's probably the least interesting part of this whole story.
That's absolutely spot on. The real story, the message that we've pulled from all the sources is how Ruben Amorim is just relentlessly driving these professional standards. And you can see it in two, really distinct ways. First, there's the immediate, almost grueling post-match routine he's got going at Carrington. Total control.
In the second.
And then running right alongside that is this aggressive, high-stakes transfer strategy that's playing out in the background.
Okay, so that's our mission for you today. We're going to try and connect these two threads. We're looking at reports on high-intensity training, on tactical work.
And we're linking that directly to the long-term plan for the midfield rebuild. And then we get to the drama, the audacious attacking targets.
So by the end of this, you should really understand the philosophy, how Amorim's demands on the training pitch connect to the players they're chasing off it.
Let's start with Carrington then, Monday morning, where his control is, absolute.
Not even 24 hours after that win at Selhurst Park.
Nope. The entire senior squad back in. A rigorous session. No day off, none of that. It was all about efficiency. Getting ready for West Ham on Thursday.
I have to ask, though, isn't that a huge risk? I mean, after a physical game like that, shouldn't the priority be recovery? It sounds like a fast track to burnout.
That's the critical question, isn't it? But the sources, they show the planning was meticulous. They really mitigated that risk.
Okay.
They ran a specialized split session, so the players who featured heavily against Palace, they went into active recovery. So that's, low-impact stuff. Stretching, mobility work, all designed to just flush that lactic acid out of the system. It's about minimizing muscle soreness.
Got it. So it's active healing, not just some kind of punishment. And what about the others? The guys on the bench or who didn't play?
They were straight into the gym, foundational work, strength and conditioning.
Ah, I see. So it's an integration thing.
Exactly. You're building fitness across the whole group at the same time, but without breaking the guys who just played 90 minutes.
And when they did get on the pitch, the focus was apparently quite surgical. Is all about the final third, right?
Yes, refining movement, intensity. That's been an area of, let's say, inconsistency for United.
And this is where Amorim's obsession with tactics really comes through.
It really is. He spent a lot of time on set pieces, both attacking and defending, but the really telling detail for me was how he embedded his 3-4-3 system.
See, the small-sided games.
Exactly. High-intensity games to sharpen those pressing triggers, the positional awareness. It's a hugely demanding system.
The wing-backs have to cover so much ground.
A massive amount. And one positional mistake can be lethal. So to teach this without a huge physical load, he had them do jogging and even walking drills.
Walking drills. That sounds a bit counterintuitive.
It does, but it's pure mental embedding. You're installing the software, the positional map, into their brains without draining bodies that are already tired.
That's a fantastic piece of insight. So the key takeaway here is just control. Absolute control over the professional environment.
A clear, non-negotiable philosophy.
And speaking of philosophy, let's make that transition from the pitch to the transfer market, because that same proactive, long-term thinking is driving this midfield rebuild.
It is. They're all in on future-proofing now. We've seen it already with the deal for Cristiano Arco, the 17-year-old.
The South American defensive midfielder.
Right. A minimal fee, great opportunistic move from the Argentinian league. But he's one for the future. The main strategic priority is right now, or rather, for 2026.
2 new senior midfielders.
2 new senior midfielders to anchor the team. And the top 3 targets are pretty clear. Adam Wharton from Palace, Carlos Balaba, and Elliot Anderson from Forest.
We literally just saw Adam Wharton auditioning against United, and his performance was, it was compelling.
Compelling is putting it mildly. His profile is exactly what Amorim demands. He's not just a nice passer.
No.
He's a workhorse. First half alone, he won more duels and made more tackles than anyone else on the pitch. He's the engine.
And he had that one moment of just pure class. The tremendous pass that Ellie McCoy highlighted on commentary.
The one that led to the Mateta penalty, yeah. It shows he can just switch gears in an instant.
But here's the reality check, isn't it? The cost?
Oh, the brutal market reality. Palace know exactly what they have. They do not want to sell any approach. Even next summer, you're not even getting a conversation for less than £70 million.
70 million, wow.
And that fee could easily go up, especially if Liverpool and Chelsea sniffing around. It's going to be a bidding war.
So this raises the question of fit. Paul Scholes has weighed in on this, having looked at the three main targets.
Yeah, and for Scholes, the criteria is all about identity. The ideal United midfielder for him has to be an all-rounder.
Attack, defend, control the tempo.
Be central to everything. And when he looked at Wharton, Balaba, and Anderson, he had a very clear favorite.
And his verdict was?
He chose Wharton, firmly. He said a player like Balaba might have more legs, but that Wharton has that little bit more quality.
Right. Vision.
The vision, the distribution. Scholes basically said Wharton's blend of technical skill and physicality is the perfect fit for that massive pitch at Old Trafford.
Okay, so if Wharton is the long-term Ferrari engine, they still need something reliable for the January window, a stopgap.
And that's where João Gomes from Wolves comes in.
He's the short-term necessity.
He is. Team Talk is reporting he's effectively said yes to the move. He sees it as a huge step up, and he has that tenacity, that energy Amorim wants.
But Wolves are bottom of the table. They're saying he is absolutely not for sale.
And that's where United's new aggressive tactic comes in. They build a relationship with the player, put pressure on the club. The price is still high, though.
How high are we talking?
Between 40 and 50 million pounds, which tells you just how serious they are about getting Premier League proven quality in that midfield right now.
Okay, let's pivot from that strategic, controlled rebuild to the front line, because this is where we hit pure market volatility.
Yeah, this is where the newfound confidence, maybe even swagger, is really showing.
The Real Madrid targets.
This is where you see the contrast, isn't it? Amorim's tactical demands versus the club's commercial ambition. Two huge names. First, Vinicius Jr.
The report is they contacted his people, sensing he's unsettled under Xabi Alonso.
Despite having decent numbers, 11 goal involvements. And then the other one, the real shock target, is Federico Valverde.
The box-to-box star.
Rumors of a cooling relationship with the manager. Talk of a mammoth transfer coup.
But do these players even fit? I mean, they're incredible talents. But are they the all-rounders Amorim demands? Or are they just prestige signings?
That's the conflict. Some sources are calling these links pure fiction, but the fact they're even being talked about shows the scale of ambition now.
Let's contrast that with a much more realistic tactical target. Jean-Philippe Mateta from Palace.
Now, Mateta makes sense, but Carsania made the argument that United desperately need a traditional number 9.
A physical presence, someone to hold the ball up.
Exactly. Mateta gives you that immediately, and the opportunity is there. His contract talks have apparently stalled, and he dreams of a big move.
So the Mateta situation is, as the reports say, very real. But there is one attacking puzzle that is just immediate and, frankly, explosive.
Marcus Rashford.
Marcus Rashford.
This is where it gets really interesting. His loan at Barcelona has actually been a big success.
6 goals, 7 assists in 16 games.
The numbers are good, but the pressure for him to come back to England is immense. Chelsea are pushing hard, offering wages Barcelona just can't match because of FFP.
And despite everyone thinking he'd leave for good in 2026, there's now chatter about a temporary recall in January. Why?
One word: necessity. It's a squad issue they can't avoid.
AFCON.
AFCON. Both Brian Mbomo and Amad Diallo are leaving. That creates a huge month-long gap in attack. Rashford knows the system, he can slot right in, it solves a problem cleanly, and crucially, it doesn't cost a penny.
And then, of course, you have that other rumor floating around, the one about a high-profile player calling the club to ask for forgiveness.
And everyone immediately connected that story to Rashford.
The personal drama is huge here.
It is. He's on record saying what an honor it is to play for Barcelona, but the pressure is real. If he comes back, helps the team through a tough spot, maybe he revives his standing before that final 2026 decision. It's a classic case of pride versus, professional necessity.
Before we wrap all this up, what about the other pieces of the rebuild? The periphery.
They're definitely looking at a keeper and a wide player, a wingback. But those moves are conditional.
Conditional on what?
On the readiness of the loanees, Looney Radic Vitek and Harry Maas. If they aren't deemed ready mid-season, United will go into the market for those positions too. It really is a full top-to-bottom overhaul.
So when you put the training ground intensity next to the transfer ambition, it feels like a chaotic symphony. Control and volatility.
That's a great way to put it. We've basically uncovered two parallel stories. On one side, you have the strategic, Scholes-endorsed foundation building.
Arco and Wharton. Structural control.
Right. And on the other, you have the volatile, ego-driven, sometimes reactive, high-profile stuff. The Valverde ambition clashing with the desperate need to recall Rashford.
And none of it works. Certainly not chasing 70 million pound midfielders without a big clear out.
You have to fund it somehow. And that means departures. High earners like Casemiro, Jadon Sancho, maybe Rashford long-term. Plus, you've got that pre-agreed 57 million pound exit clause for Bruno Fernandes if he wants a new challenge.
It's the cost of setting a new standard. Players who don't fit the culture are moved on to fund the ones who do.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've seen the new standards in training, the new ambition in the market. But here's the final thought, the provocative question for you to mull over.
Dylan?
That story, the mystery player calling for forgiveness. That's the perfect microcosm of this whole culture change, isn't it? We've gone from a club that maybe catered to player egos to one where the manager dictates the terms.
A complete power shift.
So what does it signal about the real authority of Ruben Amorim? That a player like that, a high-profile star, might be willing to swallow his pride and rush back to Carrington just to fill a short-term tactical need for the team.
It signals that Amorim's standards are now the only game in town.
And that's where we'll leave this deep dive. We'll catch you next time.